Greetings, I'm the Ghetto Free Press. I'm George Boston Rhines. Today, I just left Tallahassee, Florida with a rally concerning abolishing the Stand Your Grounds law. Al Sharpton, Ben Crump, many other high-profile black African Americans, including Tom Joyner and his sidekick from the radio talk show, also hundreds of people who are concerned about our sons and daughters who are being shot down, murdered by members of law enforcement in too many cases. Under this law called Stand Your Ground, we were informed that there will be a highlight, or rather a highlighting of Tropicana fruit drink, Pepsi Cola and others, Disney World. They are going to ask them for support. In fact, they already have, in getting rid of the Stand Your Grounds law. Florida, well, you'll see that on my other video. That's not why I'm here today. Let me go back and start over again. I just left Tallahassee, a protest concerning the Stand Your Grounds law. Before that, I was in Americus, Georgia on an issue at Southwestern University and what the students and workers are going through there. We're going to save that for a later date. Then I also went to Meigs, Georgia, wherein the mayor, Mayor Linda, and other citizens had problems. Of course, I've already posted that. Then on my way today from Tallahassee, I got another call from another town here in Georgia. Just unbelievable what's going on. But let's leave that. That's not really the reason for me being here. But I want you to know what I'm doing. We are going to continue to make this a land of the free and the home of the real brave before it's all over. I just picked up this document. I knew about this about a week ago, but I wanted to document because on the Ghetto Free Press, what I wanted to do is make sure I press it right. And so the Brooks County Superior Court trial date for April 14, 2014 consists of: the following case is hereby set for a jury trial concerning or commencing at 9:30 a.m. April the 14th, 2014 in the Brooks County Courthouse in Quitman, Georgia. Let me repeat. There will be another court case concerning Mary Lula Smart. Trial docket number 11 Sierra 180. It is the state of Georgia versus Lula Mary Smart. And as you know, she was tried a few months earlier. It resulted in a mistrial. I had never seen nothing like that court trial before. The jury selection process was questionable. Banning people from recording on the courthouse grounds was a new precedent granted by the judge. The jurors were not given adequate parking spaces. Of course, later on they did. We also saw one black male that was singled out. They said that he didn't raise his hand, but they was taking an oath of the jury selection process. Yet we all saw him raise his hand. I spoke with that young black African American man. As you know, the makeup of the jury was once again a disgrace in terms of omission of black men in particular from the jury. This is a pattern and practice that we see across the state of Georgia and Florida, and we are going to record, we are going to keep you abreast to this second trial of Miss Lula Smart, one of the Quitman 10+2, finally coming to court after nearly 3 years and soon 3 years and a half, and we're going to keep you informed. So I want you to know, tell your mother, tell your father, tell your sisters and brothers to Google the Brooks County Quitman 10, or rather the Quitman 10+2. Listen, have Al Sharpton, the Department of Justice, and all civil rights organizations and women organizations to Google the Quitman 10+2. 12 outstanding black African American, mostly women, who exercise their right to vote and encourage others to vote, even by absentee ballots. We don't believe that they did anything wrong. We do believe that that was the first time the Brooks County Board of Education have had a majority black board, and that presented problems to some. And we want justice to take its course, and me, as a retired military veteran, I have seen enough. And so once again, the purpose of this video, I'm standing in front of the Brooks County Courthouse in Quitman, Georgia. And I want you all to be here. I want you to watch. I want you to be informed how people with college degrees, some with doctorate degrees, can be intimidated, allegedly, by the system. Now, before the Quitman 10 ever set foot in a courtroom, any of them, I walked the streets in Quitman along with the late Pastor Calvin Benjamin. And we heard, because you haven't seen this published in your newspaper, we heard talk about the G.B.R. intimidating voters in the black community. We walked the streets along with Representative Tyrone Brooks, along with late Senator Robert Brown, along with Representative David Lucas, along with Helen Butler, along with other professional people under G.B.R, which is Georgia elected officials. We walked the streets. We had meetings. We stood in front of this courthouse. You can see all of this on this YouTube channel. We must not allow our news to be ignored. We must have the information so we can make informed, intelligent decisions, and not by rumors and folklore. And so that's why I am here. If I put my life on the line for over 20 years in the armed forces, truly, I should be able to stand up for the rights of my own children, grandchildren, and neighbors across the street. And so now I'm going to close by saying to you, 9/30, April the 14th, one of the Quitman 10+2, after nearly 3 years and 6 months, will finally be going to court. Now, as you know, Lula Smart have already been to court, and it was ruled a mistrial. And now, the state of Georgia, along the lines of voting rights, or is it voter suppression, that they are bringing Lula Smart once again to stand before attorneys for the state, Joseph Burford and Leyland Brenez. Attorney for the defendants, C.B. King Jr., Carla Walker, and Tiffany Simmons. Now, we don't know. We really do not know if any justice will be served here in Brooks County and state of Georgia. But these people were entitled to a timely trial. I don't think they've gotten that, and it should be among their peers. Once again, the selection process of the jury must be monitored. We must make sure that we attend for the good of our nation. After all, we are a nation of law. Once again, this is the Ghetto Free Press, George Rhymes, here to tell you once again, April 14th, 9:30 a.m., here at the Brooks County Courthouse, finally, after nearly 3 years and 6 months, just one of the Quitman team will once again go through the same things that she have gone through before that ended up in a mistrial. I want to add also that Representative Tyrone Brooks and myself, along with other people, walked the streets, and because of the alleged intimidation of black people here in Quitman and Brooks County, we sent DVDs of statements from ordinary citizens in front of the camera about how they were intimidated. But that was not a part of the news media. So nobody knows about that. Nobody knows with the first trial of Lula Smart, the things that took place during that trial. And so I recommend you, before you come to that trial, look at the links that I'm going to post behind this video, because you have a right to know. So when you come here, you can look and hope that something have changed in this courtroom that will ensure that the people that come are not intimidated, are not talked down to, are respected, and not banned from recording on these courthouse grounds, public property, as was done with the last case. Just want you to know. Just want you to know. Once again, this is the Ghetto Free Press. We doing what we do because most all of us have had relatives to serve this great nation, and they served under the banner of freedom, justice, and the American way. Much blood was shedded for us Americans to be treated equally under the laws that are in place. Bye-bye. We go.